You can see how many incomplete listings you have in the system by looking on your My Listings gadget on the home page and viewing the My Incoming Listings. As you can see, I have 7 incoming listings. Incoming listings, simply put, are your incomplete listings. The verbiage has changed a little bit in the matrix system. However, incoming equals incomplete. So if I want to edit any of my listings, I'm going to go back up here to the Add Edit tab. From here, there are a couple of different ways that I can get to edit my listings. If I click on Edit Existing, it's going to take me to sort of a search criteria area where all I'm going to do is click on the search button right here at the bottom left. This is going to pull up all listings that I am able to modify. From here, if I need to modify the data aspect, meaning all the fields, the listing date, list price, so forth and so on, I'm going to click on the data option. If I need to upload any photos, I'm going to click on the photo option. And if I need to upload any supplements to the listing, supplements equals attachments, I simply click on the sub link right here. I'm going to back up one step. There is a quick modify section here as well. For any of my listings, I can hit this drop down and I'll see a list of all of my available listings for edit. You'll see next to each one of these listings, this particular one is TOM, temporarily off market. The I's next to these listings are listings that are incomplete. The ACT next to each of the listings represents an active listing that I now can edit. By selecting any one of these, it will take me into this area. From here, I can click on residential, which will take me right into the listing form and allow me to edit any of the fields. And these additional options here, for example, change to active with contract or change to withdrawn, these would be your status changes. Down here, and the final option in this section is the open house area. This is where you can add an open house to your listings. And then below, underneath other options, you'll find where you can manage your photos, manage your supplements, or show the input audit on your listings, meaning you can run a report that will tell you and show you who and what changes have been made to your listings. The last option you have here to edit a listing is a very direct option. If you have the actual listing number to the listing you need to edit, you place the listing number in here and then click on the edit button. That will bring you directly to the area we just saw. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and reselect my active listing here and click on the edit button. So from this section, this is an active listing. So if I need to go back in and edit any of the fields, I'm going to click on residential. And this is going to take me into the input form. As you can see, I have access to every single one of the fields that's available in the system. And I can jump to any tab I wish that requires input from my part. So if I need to jump to the realtor section and add a second listing agent, for example, I can do so. If I needed to change up the public or realtor remarks or even the driving directions, I can do that as well. Status of a listing, say for example, this listing is now going from active to pending. I click on change to pending, and it brings me into the area that have the required fields for this listing to be placed in a pending status. So for example, I need to designate the contract date and expected closing dates, as well as any contract status. I can choose at this point to enter in the selling agent information or wait until I change the listing status again to reflect a sold status. If images is what we need to enter, we can go ahead and to manage images from here. And as you can see, this listing has images, Or if I wanted to remove any of the images, I can put a check mark in the box of the image I want to remove, and then click on Delete Checked. If I need to upload any additional photos, you'll see here where it says click Browse to select photos. I can choose up to an additional 17 photos to complete my 25. If I wanted to manage supplements, it would be just as easy to go in here and upload a new supplement. For example, I already have one up here, one document. It's 14 kilobytes long. I can enter in a description here or click Choose File to search my computer for any available documents that can possibly go in my list. I have the document selected. I'm going to pick one here. And hit Open. You'll see the file name here. And then under Supplement Type, I'm able to hit the drop down and select the type of supplement this is. Once I have that information all set up and done, I'm going to go ahead and click on Upload, and you'll see your new attachment right here below the second one. If I wanted to move this second document into the first position, I can simply click on Move, and it will put it up into the first position and drop the first one down one position. As always, once I have updated this information here, make sure to click on Save in order to accept those changes into your listing. The Show Input Audit is a report page, and it just generates on this same page, and all this is are the different changes that were made to this listing. You'll see the user ID of the person who was trying to edit these listings. If I go under this user dropdown, I can see the two people who have been making edits to this listing, which has been myself and another one of my coworkers, Brian. If I select Brian, because I only want to see what changes Brian has made, I select his name and then click Apply. Then it will filter out all other changes and only show me those that Brian was responsible for. Once you are finished in this area, you can actually choose to print, so you have a hard copy of this, and click Done in order to move back one step. Open House is very simple. I go to Open House Type and select whether or not this is MLS-wide, Office Only, or Public. What that means is if I choose MLS-wide, everyone across the system who has abilities to log in can, in fact, see my open house. If I set it to Office Only, only those within my office can see the open house I have set up for this listing. And Public, that means not only can MLS and office personnel see my open house, but the general public will also be able to do open house searches and find my listing. Of course, is just as important, so I'm going to put in tomorrow's date, because that's when my open house is going to happen. And starting at 9 a.m., whatever time fits you, ends at 5 p.m., whatever time fits you. Set it to active. Will you be serving refreshments at your open house? And any remarks you want people to know about. Once you have finished typing everything you want into the open house remarks, you also do have a spell checker. And if you need to add an additional open house, click on More, and you'll receive more options for additional open house information on this property. So if you need to set up multiple open houses on different days, you can do so just by hitting the More button, and you'll have the additional options you need. Once you're done, of course, submit your listing, and you'll be brought back out to the main page. Editing your listing. It's very simple, very direct, very straightforward. You always start off by clicking on the Add Edit tab. And the quickest and easiest way is to click Modify, hit the drop down. You'll see all of your incomplete listings, all of your active listings. You can type in an MLS number, click Edit, or Edit Existing and do a search for all of your available listings to edit.